What's up guys, my name is Jellycut5 and welcome back to another episode of the Tenerife Career Mode. Before we do get into this episode, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. I know I stress it every video, but 80% of you are unsubscribed to the channel. All you've got to do is click down below, completely free to do so, and it helps me out a massive bunch. So a new season, if you've missed the recent episodes as of late, I've got a playlist curated of all the previous episodes of this FC25 career mode, but we are now in a new season, which means a whole new load of beginnings and a whole new league to play in. We are in the big leagues, La Liga, massive, just really looking forward to it. In fairness, it's going to be a massive step up for ourselves, and we're going to look at our transfer budget, the things that always we want to know straight away. We have got 25 million to be able to play around with. Looking at it, realistically, we need new centre-back. Angola will probably go, hence obviously he handed in a transfer request in the season. I'm probably looking at a new cam to be able to kind of partner up with Dylan Pereira, as well as a few maybe centre mids and potentially a new striker. There's all the things we need to look at and potentially who goes and who comes in. But very excited, I have to say. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what we can do with the transfer budget. And I feel like they've given us a fair budget to be able to work with at the same time. So obviously with the Liga, we've got some more teams that obviously have got promoted, and you'll be interested to know obviously Cadiz did get promoted with us because obviously they won the title, and Real Zaragoza were the team that was able to win the playoffs, so that was interesting to see. Looking at the Liga, they've got some massive depth in there. You look at Sevilla, Real Madrid, Sociedad, Barcelona, Girona, this Atletico Madrid, Atletico Bilbao. There's so many good teams. Celta Vigo they're a decent side. Real Betis, some real top sides. Valencia, Villarreal. So it's not going to be easy whatsoever. We're going to be facing massive tests week upon week, episode by episode, which is really interesting to see. Before we do get into the transfers, I wanted to show you our coach management as a moment. If you're not too sure how this works, basically what you do is you have 4 fields: attack, midfield, defence and goalkeeping, and you can assign coaches depending on your play style and the actual rating of the coach itself, which helps you in the development of the players within that particular criteria. We have got a bigger budget to spend, so as you can see, we've been able to implement some more coaches, and we've also been able to have it where we've got 8 stars achieved in an ideal 7 on the goalkeeping. There's still a lot of work to do, but we don't have the biggest budget in that regard, but at the same time, we have made some big upgrades on that sort of sector. Also, I looked at the start of the season before making any particular signings. I wanted to make sure that we've got some players that we need to be able to sign up that have a year left on their contract. By doing this, it enables them to not go on a free, and at the same time, I'm happy to keep them at the club and see them in kind of going forward there. One of them was Marlos Moreno. Didn't feature that much last season, but felt like he was a handy player and could feature a bit more this season, depending on the outgoings and ingoings and so on. That man Angel, we could not sign him up. I know he's 38 years old and he is declining, but he's a club legend and he will stay there till the end with another 1-year deal. Malagon, he signed I think he only signed a 2-year deal, which meant his contract was running out this season. He's happy to extend that by another 2 years, which is really nice to see because he has been a bigger influence between the sticks. David Rodriguez, our captain, he's on a low wage. He's on 11 months left on his contract. I bump him up on the contract extension at the same time. He's after a decent wage, and I'm quite happy to give it to him. So that was that one done. Just going through these nice and quickly to be able to kind of show you who we was able to kind of sign up and so on. Our backup keeper, Salvio Carrasco. Obviously, if anything happens to Malagon, it's always good to have a backup keeper, and he's been here from the start from when I came in. So wanted to get that done deal, and it's exactly what we was able to do. Madrano, the left back up to Melo, easy deal. We was able to sign him up. Guerrero as well. We had quite a few players on 11 months left on their contract, which was really frustrating to see because obviously we're having to spend money out of the budget, but at the same time we either do that or we let them go for free, which I don't want to do. Now, one player that you're looking at on your screen right now is Jesus Angolo, a player that's put in his transfer request in the season and wasn't happy with the game time that we offered him. it's really frustrating because he's a good player. He's 27 years old. He's 75 rated. Potentially could go up to 80 rated in his time. But he doesn't want to stay. So I'm quite happy to get him gone. And he's going to go to Legionnaires for 5 million in the end, which is an easy deal for ourselves and just gets that one done. He does stay in the Liga at the same time, so it's an easy move for himself, but I don't feel like he'll be improving them much. It's a smaller team that he's going to, in fairness, because I feel like we should be able to excel past that particular team that we have sold him to. But at the same time, we wish him all the best. It's a decent deal for ourselves and the club that's buying him, and hopefully he will get the game time that he will want in the future. Now, one person that I already wanted to sign that I had my eyes on straight as I saw him play against us was Carlos Alvarez. He ripped us a new one when we played against Levante, and he was an absolute star. He's 21 years old. He's 74 rated. He's got so much potential. It's unbelievable. We went in for 7 million originally, and then they wanted to do a swap with Adrian Liso, which I'm not interested in doing whatsoever. As much as he had a bit of a poor season, I do believe that he's going to be on the up. We go back in with a 7.35 million deal. They wanted to go up to 7.4. I'm quite happy to accept that, in fairness, and we've got a big player on our hands with Carlos Alvarez, because I feel like he's going to be the future of our side, especially he's able to play cam and he's able to play on the right mid. So realistically, I'll probably see him play more cam more than anything, which would be the best way to go for. At the same time, it's quite nice because he's wanting to sign a big deal, so we don't have to worry about his contract anytime soon. He's on a pretty low wage at the moment. I was obviously expecting him to go up into a higher wage, but nothing really special to be able to say. I just removed the bonus. He had a signing bonus of 110,000, and he will be on 11,500 per week. So Alvarez gets through his medical, job done, and he will wear the number 16 shirt for the season. He's a little maestro, in fairness. He caused me so many problems when I played against Levante, and there was no reason why we couldn't put him into the side. £7.4 million done, and he's going to be a massive impact on the squad. He's very versatile. He's a big player to be able to have in the squad, and hopefully we can bring him on even further. And as you can see, it is a massive upgrade on who we currently have there in Dylan Pereira. Interesting to see after that purchase that Levante fans were not happy whatsoever. We should have tried to get more for Alvarez so that we could invest in a better player for our own team. How can we afford to replace him now? So as you can see from that particular post itself, Levante fans rated him very highly, and he seemed to be a big star within that particular team. So there's no saying why this is not a massive signing for ourselves, that is for sure. Now, I mentioned at the start of the episode that I potentially might sign a striker. Looking at our striker options at the moment, we've got Senhaji, Angel and Cantero. Cantero is not good enough in my opinion. Angel can be a third backup and Senhaji could be a backup. And I looked at one player from Real Sociedad, Becker. He's got a lot of pace. He's very physical at the same time. He's still 30, so he's still got a decent bit of room in terms of being able to go forward and things like that. He will be on decline in a few years' time, but for £7 million for what they were previously offering, I didn't think it was too bad. Obviously, I'm going to try and lower that as much as I possibly can to get the best deal that we can in that term. So I've gone in at 6.7, which isn't too bad. I feel like he's got a market value of 6.5, and Real Sociedad were quite happy to accept. So it's quite nice to be able to go to another team in the Liga to be able to purchase a player. I don't want to be purchasing too many random players in that regard that people aren't aware of, but at the same time, we are going to be making some investment in some younger players at the same time. Also, he's happy for a 3-year deal, which I'm quite happy to accept. That will probably be his tenure, in fairness, depending if he becomes a backup striker from there on. Obviously, we've probably got a fair few seasons in this side itself. He's on a high wage, but I'm quite happy to accept that, and he's going to be a massive influence on the team. So Becker will wear the number 24 shirt for the season, and I'm really interested to get him going and seeing what he can do in the side, to be honest, because he's got a lot of pace about him. He's very physical, and I still feel like he's got a lot more to give. He was quite happy to come to Tenerife, and I'm really happy that he is, and a 6.7 mil done from Real Sociedad is completely done there, as you can see. Price rating only a C, but I never really pay attention to that realistically, because at the end of the day, he's got a market value of 6.5, so there was no realistic way I was going to be able to purchase him for 4.7. Another outgoing there, as you can see, Dewada, a player that scored in the 120th minute against Cesdia Huesca last season, but at the end of the day, we wasn't too interested in keeping his services, and he goes to a random side I've never heard of for 750,000. Now, due to the departure of Jesus Angolo, there needs to be a replacement made for himself. I looked at one man, Tobias Palacio. Don't know much about him, don't know much about the team that he plays for. I can only assume it's like an Argentinian team that plays in the same league as River Plate and Boca Juniors. I originally went in with a decent deal, and then they wanted to swap with Jeremy Mello, which I have no interest in selling this season. I've then gone back with a 2.7 million deal with a 2.9 market value, and they've just upped it with a 2% sell-on clause, and I'm quite happy to accept that one and get the done deal. Obviously, we've made a decent amount of profit on Jesus Angolo, being able to buy him for a free agent and selling on for 5 million. And then we've only bought his replacement for 2.7 million, which is fair at the end of the day. I don't feel that's bad whatsoever. He's on a low wage. He wants a high contract, so I feel like it's the best deal for both parties at the same time. And we're quite happy to get that deal done with a 7.7 thousand a week done deal. Palacio will wear the number 2 shirts for the season, and that is a big signing for ourselves. He's got a lot of potential behind him. He's only young, and I feel like he can work with what we've got as at the moment, and he can be a very, very good centre-back, that is for sure. Argentina's juniors, I'm not too sure if anybody's heard of the team themselves. I haven't personally, but that deal is done. Again, price rating C, not too fussed about that whatsoever. He's 70 rated, and as you can see, he's pretty much matched in terms of himself at Leon, and Leon is considerably older than Palacio. Another outgoing, someone that I wasn't too bothered about selling, but at the same time, he's not really going to get game time, and he is declining in terms of the age. Mesa, he will play in the Championship next season as he goes over to Wales. He will play for Swansea City, 550,000. The deal isn't the best in that regard, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have a high market value. Next one is a loan. He went on to Carlisle United last season, and this time he goes over to fellow La Liga 2 side Menendez on a 12-month deal. He came from our academy, and he is now going on loan for a second stint in the club. Next departure was Alvarez, a player that only played 1 game last season, and obviously he went on loan. He's going to go to Adama Demirspor, which I'm pretty sure is the Turkish side, for 1.1 million in the end, which is an easy deal for ourselves. A player that hasn't really played for us, and it's a decent value. Another player off to Championship or League One, I'm not too sure where they are currently, is Alassane to going over to Huddersfield. I don't think he featured whatsoever last season, so he is off, and so is Mullin. Mullin did feature last season, but he will go on loan to FC Annecy. I'm not too sure what league that particularly is, but he will get some vital game time to hopefully up his overall, and we might see him in the future. Now, I had a bit of a predicament, and we've got Leon, we've got Vasquez, we've got Quenza, and we've also now got Palacio. But at the same time, I don't think Quenza and Vasquez will be the 2 players I really want to go ahead with. So I looked at one player, Jornate Spiliers. He came from Club Brugge, he then went to Wolves, and then we've been able to agree a £5 million deal to be able to sign him. He's on a high wage. I feel like he could be a massive potential at the same time. He's 20 years old, he's 73 rated, he's very tall at the same time, and he's got a lot of versatility. We go for a 30 grand a week deal, and he's quite happy to accept, and he will wear the number 5 shirt. With that being said, what I wanted to do with that is then put Andres Quenza on loan. I don't want to sell him because he's still got a high potential, but at the same time, he's not going to get the game time. So if I'm able to sign someone with his sort of capability, play Leon for this season, his contract is running out, so I don't think I'm going to be renewing it as of next season, and then we'll bring back Quenza to be able to see if he's upgraded in the overall slightly, and then he can work as a backup centre-back. So I feel like it works out in the best way possible. That was sort of my thought process behind it, and hopefully that will work the best. Due to the signing of Becker, we do sell Cantero for 1.7 million to Calgary, fellow Sierra A side. I was a bit one of those. I was thinking about loaning him, selling him. I wasn't too sure, but I feel like the best thing was to sell him, and then we could get a backup striker in time, or he could potentially come back to the club if he does get up in overall at another side. Quenza will go on a 2-year deal to Hertha Berlin. I'm not too sure if we'll fill out that 2 years in the end, depending on his development and so on. Obviously, if he doesn't really get the game time this season and he doesn't go up in the overall that I'd like, then obviously we will bring it back to the club and find him a suitable loan deal. So here we go, Tenerife in the big leagues, and we are facing Celta Vigo away from home. This is a massive test for ourselves, a team that's got a lot of capabilities in terms of the players. As you can see already, Iago Aspas up front for themselves. But in terms of our lineup, Malagon in goal, Melo, Palacio, Spillers and Rodriguez is your back four as 2 debutants. Herrera, as you can see on the left-hand side, Ruiz and Diarra, with Cruz on the right. We've got Alvarez making his debut just behind Becker, and obviously Becker making his debut also. We've got a strong bench. bench, so hopefully it will work in our favour. We just don't really know what to expect against a decent side in the Liga. We get off to a really good start though, as you can see. Cruz trying to make an interception, and we're looking ready for the fight. Celta Vigo coming at us massively, and the thing that I noticed straight away was the sort of pace between the game. Very fast, very quick, not holding on to the ball, trying to drive forward. But we do seem to create a chance here as Cruz picks it out on the right hand side, tries to get something going as Alvarez picks himself out. And with this formation, he drags to the right, and it really works in our favour for the support of the winger. And he finds Becker, and this could have been a great start for himself, but it just skims past the post, and he can't get that one converted. But yeah, with that kind of formation that we've now gone into, I know we started with the 4-3-3, but now we've gone on to the 4-4-1-1, I'm pretty sure it is. It kind of really works in our favour going to the attacking wise, and especially pressing. As you can see, we're putting the defence under a lot of pressure here, trying to see if we can get something going and win the ball off in a high area to be able to see if we can get a goal and snatch something here. But again, I'm really happy with how we was able to press early on, but Celta Vigo passing it around really nicely. So if you're not on the ball yourself defensive wise, then it can really work out poorly for you, I have to say. But a good interception from Marcel Ruiz finds Cesar Herrera on the left hand side. Many opportunities to stride forward here and many in support at the same time, but he finds Becker. Becker is in here, and he denied from the keeper there. Very good save from the man between the sticks, and unfortunately we couldn't convert on that particular occasion. But we do get back in position with Spellers getting the ball, but once again we lose it, and we're trying to battle with the ball, trying to see if we can do anything. But Celta Vigo now going on the attack, see if they can do anything here as they're looking to split the defence. And Iago Aspas picks it up, the ex-Liverpool man, the journeyman shall we say, still getting going, and he still gets to try to see if he can kind of create an opportunity. But Spillers there just kind of gets it out of play and puts it out for a corner kick. Bamba over the corner as we look to clear our lines. Rodriguez wins the header, but it falls back to a Celta Vigo man as they still fall themselves back into possession there as they try and get something going on the outside of the area. Advantage being played. That is a solid challenge from Diarra, I have to say. They still get back in possession, but that was a vital challenge nevertheless as Torre picks it up for Celta Vigo onto the left hand side of Alfon, playing it around nicely here, Celta Vigo, especially in tight spaces. They look to see if they can get a shot off, and they've got a chance here, and a decent block from Palacio as it goes out for a corner kick. A lot of possession and a lot of press from Celta Vigo, and this is a time where they could pose a massive threat in the game as they play it short from the corner. But Cruz makes a lovely interception, looking to see if he can go on the counter attack, trying to see if they can shrug him off the ball, but he's holding up nice and firm as he plays a lovely ball over to Alvarez. He makes it onto the run, he nods it on there to feet as he looks to get a ball off, and Becker's in support. It's going to be Becker, and it's going to be Tenerife that take the lead. It's Celta Vigo 0, Tenerife 1, and that man Becker, he on his debut gets the goal. Alvarez with the assist, Becker with the goal, and we might be seeing more link-up play like that in the future between the two. Lovely persistence and lovely strength from two players, one being Cruz and the other being Alvarez. Top stuff from both players, shrugging off the players, getting in a good position, and Becker was there to snatch it there. The goalkeeper did not expect him to be able to latch onto it. I think he expected to receive the ball that was coming across, but he wasn't able to do anything about it. So we've got our first goal in the Liga. Can we maintain it? Iago Aspas going on the attack straight away. De La Torre picks it up, and that is a firm save from Malagon as it goes out for a corner kick. A lot of pressure from Celta Vigo, and they're still not out of this game by any means whatsoever. Corner whipped in from Bamba as Nunes gets onto the header, and luckily Diarra was on the line, and he makes a lovely interception as Diarra looks to get the ball out of the play and see if he can create something, but a poor play, and Iago Aspas gets back onto the ball there, and that is a firm save from Malagon. It didn't actually look like he got a hand to it, but he definitely did, and it will be a corner kick for Celta Vigo as they look to play it short, and they do play it short there. As you see, Bamba picks it up from the short. A really good interception from Cruz once again, but the referee deemed it as a free kick, and they have a chance from the free kick to whip the ball into the area from a decent angle. As you can see, ball whipped in. Good delivery, it has to be said. Cleared our lines, but we can't get back in possession. It's going to be a chance, and a chance taken. Celta Vigo 1, Tenerife 1, and Bamba gets on the score sheet there, as you can see. Good clearance originally, but we couldn't really do anything from the outball as it came straight back into a box. Happened a little bit too fast for the defenders to really act upon it, and unfortunately it's just one of those where we couldn't realistically do much about it. But we've made a good start, we've held ourselves well in the game. It's just that little kind of fine line between making mistakes, and that's going to happen in this league. We're playing against good teams at the end of the day, so back on the saddle we go, and let's see if we can do anything in the rest of this half. Celta Vigo have got the kind of momentum now, and they've definitely got the confidence to go for a second. That is is for sure. Perez picks it out on the right hand side to see if it can create an opportunities. Melo looks to close him down but can't. They go back into a bit of possession here. As you can see, Perez looks to get the ball into the area, trying to do anything here to get the ball off them, but it's proving hard to do so. Alphon picks it up. It looks for Torre for a shot. Diarra with a block. Ruiz with a block. It falls to Herrera as he nods it onto Alvarez as he looks to get it out of play and see if he can create something as a run on the left hand side is being made by Cesar Herrera. Ruiz in support, and what a ball that is from Herrera. He puts it down to feet. He dead balls it. It's Marcel Ruiz, and what a goal that is, in off the post. We look like we're going to be going in at half time, 2-1 up, and we have taken the lead for a second time in this tie. What a finish that was from Marcel Ruiz. What a ball that was from Cesar Herrera, and another goal in La Liga. Really, really happy with that, and lovely touch from Ruiz. The defender tried to shrug him off the ball, but once again he stood his ground and he was able to get the goal. Lovely finishing off the post, and he couldn't do anything about that, the goalkeeper, that is for sure. Really, really happy with that one, and we have now got ourselves another goal in the ties. We now go into the second half, looking to see if we can do anything in the second as Diarra picks it out in the middle, looks to turn his man and find Becker there as he looks for an option to see what he can do in that moment in time as he turns his man. That's a great bit of movement, but unfortunately couldn't be able to convert on that moment in time. As you can see, many people on the touchline thought he should have converted that particular opportunity for a goal kick for Celta Vigo then as they look to clear their lines, but Herrera wins the header straight away, nibbling it down to Ruiz. Now to Cruz on the right hand side, finally Becker. He looks to turn his man, but not many in support, so he has to go back to go forward there as Ruiz is there. Many on the left hand side also as those runs being made. Herrera plays it off as Melo wins the ball. He finds Becker. This is a great chance for Becker, and denied from the keeper once again. Many chances falling to Becker. As long as he converts them, it's good, but at the same time it's nice to see him creating many chances, and it's definitely something that didn't even happen to us in the second division of the Liga. As Ruiz intercepts the ball, he tries to get something going there, but the goalkeeper retrieves it straight away as Moro looks to play it out from his area. Nunes on the ball now for Celta Vigo as he plays it onto the right hand side there, looking to create an opportunity here as Perez is played in the middle. That's a great bit of running there as he skips past Melo. Melo's seeing if he can get back and see if he can win the challenge there, but he can't. Aspas on the ball now, trying to see if we can kind of shrug him off and get rid of the play, but it's seeming hard to do so as Perez picks it up. It's now Aspas. Now a great opportunity, and Malagon keeps it clear on his near post. Falls back out into possession for Celta Vigo, though still in danger as of the moment. 60 minutes on the clock. Celta Vigo in search of the second equaliser in the tie as they look to try and see if they can get anything going, but Herrera makes a lovely interception on that left and he bursts down the byline, making a run with Becker there. As you can see, Becker plays it back to Cesar Herrera. Herrera looking dangerous. Becker's in support. He takes it from himself. It's Herrera. It's Becker, and that is a super save from the Celta Vigo keeper. And Alvarez now with a shot blocked. How that did not go in, I'm not too sure. They looked to clear it in the end though, and that was the end of that particular attack for Tenerife. 67 minutes on the clock, and the clock is really ticking for Celta Vigo to get anything from this tie, but they're still poising a threat, that is for sure. Perez picking it out in the middle to find Iago Aspas as they look to create something in this opportunity. Now Perez now on for Celta Vigo to De La Torre, trying to play it around, trying to create an opportunity here. As you can see, Aspas on the ball, and that is a top save from Malagon, putting it out for a corner kick. Substitutions to be made as we look to freshen up the side and create a bit more opportunities for a few players to get some minutes. Adrian Liso comes onto the field for Cruz, and we're also going to change up the middle for Ruiz coming off to the pitch for Cameron. Corner kick for Celta Vigo. Perez whips the ball in there. Opportunities are there, but Spillers with a lovely interception, nailing it out. But Bamba now on the edge of the area. He looks to find Nunes. This could be dangerous. And Malagon with a top save. Melo denies the corner, and he gets the ball clear. Really, really good opportunity. But 90 minutes on the clock. Last gasp chance for Celta Vigo. Could they get their equaliser they've been searching for all second half? And this could be the chance here. This could be the dangerous moment for Celta Vigo. It's going to be a great chance. It's going to be La Terrain. And what an interception that is from the defender Spillers. What a debut from himself. He might not have kept a clean sheet, but what an interception. And that is a game-winning interception. We win our first game of the Liga against Celta Vigo as Celta Vigo 1, Tenerife 2. Unbelievable stuff. We had a poor end to the season last season, but we've been able to come back with a few decent signings and a few improvements, and it seems to be it's worked in our favour. 8 attempts on goal, but he was able to convert 1, but a great debut nevertheless. Great debuts all round from Palacio, from Spillers, from Alvarez, from Becker. Really, really happy with the performance, and that puts us in 6th for the first game week. Obviously, there's a few other teams that have played 2 games at the moment, but we're only going to have 1 game in this particular episode. Looking at it, we are the first Liga 2 side to win a game also with Celta Real Zagora and Cadiz yet to win a game as they drew their first game, it seems to look like. But yeah, we're in a good position. I feel like we've got something good now with the team that we've got. Obviously, we're going to have some tough games on the way, so there's no way of determining where we're going to be at the end of the season. But nevertheless, it is a very, very good start. With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.